He's on top. What's up?
Hello. Hi,
Good
Noble.
morning. Good morning. How you doing
Good
this
morning.
morning?
I'm doing good. I'm getting ready to go for my workout. I'm about to go for my workout. I thought I had some time, but uh, hello, Mr. Rebel. How are you, sir?
I was doing good, and then someone who thought they were smart, then they really weren't. So I'm a little down right now,
Oh,
but I'm still
okay.
doing great.
All right. Well, okay. So, I just would like to state that I simply disagree. I do not think single mothers are for recreational use only. I am a single mother to one child, and while I do not agree that single mothers are for recreational use only, I do think that once you become a single parent, not just women, men as well, once you become a single parent, you have a responsibility to mitigate the circumstances you have found yourself in. So once you bump your head, you slip up, you fall for the game, however it happened, once you become a single parent one time, stop at the one time. Don't sit out here and make broken homes for sport. It's not good for you, and it's not good for the child. So while I do not agree that single parents are for recreational use only, I do not think that they should just keep on compounding the issue. When Noble said, you bumped your head one time, you didn't learn from the one time, I agree with that. And I stand firmly in that because I became a single mother one time 8 years ago. And there's no other children around. There's no other babies here.
You learned your lesson. Like you learned you didn't want to. You
Oh
learned
yeah,
you learned you didn't want to put yourself in that predicament and do that again. Like
yeah,
like like even if nobody ever told me like, hey, even if nobody ever told me, hey, don't when you see the stove on, don't just go put your head on there because the possibility that you can burn yourself. Even if nobody ever told me, I would just have to put my hand on there and burn myself one time. I wouldn't have. I'm not gonna put my hand on the stove again. But
yeah. And
I,
and I would also like to add that I was a single mother. I started dating my now partner when my daughter was 1 year and 1 day old, and they can cancel me for saying this if they want to. But I hated being a single mom. I hated it from the moment I found out I was pregnant up until the moment up until the moment that the man that I have found myself with now decided that, you know what, I'm gonna step in and I'm gonna step up, and this is my family. Up and from moment from moment to moment, I hated every bit of being a single mother. I'm not built for it. It wasn't for me. I didn't like it. To the women out here who can do it, quote unquote, all by themselves, and they
yeah.
have kids, and they can hold it. Listen, go off, sis. But no, I'm not. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I hated it. I truly did. I had a complete disdain for my 1 year and 1 day as a single as a single mother.
So, well, if I asked you, what do you think was like, the biggest contributor or the biggest factor to you becoming a single mother? What would you say?
Uh, I simply didn't know I was pregnant. That's just what it is. And by the time I found out I was pregnant, I was 7 months, so I could not terminate the pregnancy. So that was it.
So, were you in a relationship with this man?
Yes, I was.
Okay. So, I mean, so you were in a relationship with him all throughout your pregnancy?
No, we had ended our relationship. He actually bought me my first pregnancy test. He came to visit and he said, every time I come over here, you throwing up. What's up with that? And so I took 5 pregnancy tests, sir, and they all came back negative. The doctor I went to go see thought I had a stomach virus. He actually wrote me an order to go get like I think they call it a GI tract, and you swallow some stuff, and when you go to get an X-ray done as a woman to prevent a lawsuit, they give you a pregnancy test. And at the time, I didn't get a regular monthly. So they asked me when I showed up, when's the last time you had a cycle? I was like, I don't know. I get like 4 a year. I'm not a woman that gets a lot of cycles. And they were like, okay, well, we're going to do a pregnancy test. Again, negative. And that was pregnancy test number 5. And yeah, so they told me I wasn't pregnant. I lost 30 pounds. One day I was at work. I worked at a little gas station. Older black lady came in and she says, "You know what? I haven't seen you because you've been working in the kitchen." She came in. She was a nurse. She was the mother of 11 children. And she said, "You're a cute little pregnant girl. I didn't know you were pregnant. I see you almost every day. Why didn't you tell me?" I said, I'm not pregnant." She was like, "Well, um, your hips are spreading. You're not really showing. Are you sure, honey?" So, long story short, she was a nurse. She was the mother of 11 children. I was being raised by my single father. I didn't have a mother around, and my father was a bachelor. So there was no woman in my house to like be like, "Well, we need to do a blood test or we need to do an ultrasound because you're still throwing up and you're losing weight and it's just not adding up." Went to the OBGYN, found out I was 7 months pregnant, damn near died. I told my father I was pregnant at 7 p.m. My father is extremely traditional and patriarchal. I wasn't married and I brought home a baby. He kicked me out at 9 a.m. the next morning. I was single, 7 months pregnant, homeless, devastated, scared, eight
That's my
classes away
question.
from my
So,
college
so
degree.
when did you and this break it off?
Early, like just, and mind you, I was 20, 21 years old. So we were just like, just young, and I forget why we broke up, but we just we just stopped, kind of just like stopped talking. Don't
Wait,
even remember.
wait. Okay, so how long? Like, and be 100% honest. How long were you in a relationship with this guy?
Not very long. It was like a summer thing. Not very long.
So you ended up getting pregnant by like a little summer fling.
Yeah, I mean, we were like boyfriend and girlfriend, but again, we were 21 years old. It's not like we were being very mature about the situation. Yeah.
So, like, just looking in hindsight now,
Hmm.
like, I know you said you hated being a single mother, but like,
Yep.
what advice would, like, how would you advise another 21-year-old woman as far as, like, would you advise her to have children in the same manner that you did, and even forget a 21-year-old, even a 25-year-old? Like, how would you go about advising women to have children, young
I
women?
think I think you should. I do think you should get married before you have children. I know. I know there's a whole side of TikTok that's like the divest in marriage. And ladies, I know it's hard because it does. I will say, from a girl who has only ever had relations with men she was in a committed relationship with. And literally, when I went out with my friends, guys like really wouldn't talk to me because my father was extremely traditional. I couldn't walk outside in $40 of Fashion Nova. It wasn't, it does seem like the good girl finishes last, but I will tell you, ladies, it does seem like, it almost seems like it's not worth it to be a certain type of woman because women like us really don't get attention from men. I will tell you that it is worth it, ladies. You don't want that. The attention that those girls are getting, you don't want it anyway. Listen to your father, your uncle, your papa. Find somebody to vet these guys. The one guy my dad told me to stay away from, that son of a made me a single mother. And I was homeless, sleeping in my car, 7 months pregnant. He didn't give a good goddamn about me. I lost my home, my life. I was dating someone else. I lost my job. I had to drop out of college. I gave up my life for my little girl. And then I tried to give her up for adoption. And in the state of Delaware, he had to sign. You know, this son of a didn't even sign, and he's still not around for the baby. Some men don't care. So before you give that man the highest honor, girl, make him put a ring on it. And I've been with this man for 7 years. The man that is I was just laying next to, been with him for 7 years. He ain't getting no baby out of me until my last name change. I'm not doing it again. Never again.
Can't make this stuff up. Can't make this stuff up. Is she a pick me? Is she a pick me to all the women in the comments? Is she a pick me? Is she a pick me rebel?
Nah, I don't think so. She's
Mm,
giving a cautionary tale to all these young females.
yeah. Can't make this stuff. So what do you have to what do you, I mean what do you have to I mean like Stacey, do you feel a lot of women like take accountability for their actions, or do most of the time it's like, well, okay, I got all these babies, but their dad's not here. Why y'all never talk about the dads being there? Even though I'm only speaking for Noble, I've even said it tonight. I'm not a like I'm not for the proponent of men going out here and impregnating multiple children and not taking care of their kids either. But
Mm-hmm.
as a woman, like you said, you're not gonna have a baby again until he changes your last name, puts a ring on your finger. You know
Mm-hmm.
that you have more to lose having unprotected sex than he does. So you know you're the one that's gonna get pregnant and be having to carry around a baby and experience everything that comes with having a baby. So, do you think a lot of women take accountability, or do they do more deflecting when these conversations are had?
Sadly, women do not take accountability, Mr. Noble, and women don't take accountability because it's a hard conversation to have. And I'm going to be very honest. I have nothing to hide. Be very honest. I was the same way. Oh, I was bitter. I was bitter. I was angry. I was upset. I lost my life. I lost everything behind this baby, and he doesn't care. And the biological doesn't bother. But I will tell you this, I reflected and I looked back, right? And when I was walking around angry, bitter, and upset, I attracted a certain type of man. But once I took accountability and I embraced single motherhood, gritting my teeth and stumping my feet the whole way, mind you. But once I took accountability, and this is the situation, and this is the ship I'm on, we gonna sail it. I started dating different type of guys, and guess what? The man upstairs that pays all my bills and treats me very well, he don't think I'm recreational at all. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like accountability is scary. Accountability is not fun. But I promise you, ladies, there is healing in accountability. There's growth in accountability. Accountability is the baptism of champions. And that's not something I got off Google. That's something I made up myself. That's what stays on top cool. There's a lot. There's a lot that comes after accountability. And it's just easier to blame the guy. It's easier to say I make three mistakes. And I believe this wholeheartedly. Having one baby is a mistake. Having two babies, you probably got stuck on stupid. Because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on who. But having three babies, ma'am, after the at three plus, you not making mistakes. You making choices. Come on now,
Shit, you
stop.
making you
Cut
making
the cat.
if you ask me, you making choices at two. You making choices. If you think the word,
I feel like I
bro,
agree.
there is nothing more serious than bringing a human into this world. There is nothing more
Okay.
serious than that. Like there's nothing in this life that gets more serious than that. So you just out here just popping babies for the fun of it. Nah, you made choices. That's why when Miss Lala was up here, I said no. These women make choices to become single mothers. You don't just become a single mother. You made the choice. You made the choice multiple times to become one. It wasn't. Let's start. You start taking accountability. Yeah, like they say, start picking better men. Or,
Yeah.
like I said, the easy solution: just get married and then have a baby. Stop just having
Yeah.
babies from random people that you don't got no long-term commitment from. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Now, I would like to say I don't think it's okay when men do it either. I don't think men should be out here making broken homes for sport. And
I agree.
I do think there's an issue with men, and this isn't black men. There's a whole it's I see a lot of men saying it, divest in marriage. I don't think men can say with their tongue women need to marry before they carry, and then turn around with that same tongue and say we're also divesting in marriage. I'm gonna need men to pick a side. You can't have it both ways.
True. True.
And I also would just like to say they start conditioning and priming young girls to be mother at a very young age. They give us the little doll babies now that poop and pee. So women have a natural longing to be a mother. Now, if the men don't want to get married, that doesn't change the fact that she still wants to be a mother. Yes, we prefer to be married mothers, but if all the men are divesting in marriage, then we're going to resolve ourselves to being single mothers because I would rather be a single mother than not having a child at all. So I think if y'all want traditional, modest women who are not single mothers, I need to see a lot of bended knees. I mean, come on, what's going on?
Man, I'll be honest
Come
with you,
on.
stays on top. You and Rep, you 28, 29, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Like we kind of all in the same age range in here. I'll be honest with you, stays on top. I don't think like obviously I never say all. There's some women that actually do want to be married and have a family and stuff. Absolutely, but just the way a lot of women is moving out here right now that's in our age range. I don't know if that's something that women in our specific age range, like 20, like 23 and up, 23 to even 30. Shoot, I don't know if that's something that they prioritizing right now. I'll be honest with you. I can't say that a lot of these women actually like moving like they want to be like married or actually are prioritizing marriage. I don't know. Like like these movements is hot girl summer and make sure you get out of him and Birkin bags and I don't know. I don't
Hot
know.
Girl Summer is the most idiotic institution that has ever graced the face of this earth. Stop tricking yourself into thinking that you can be a man you can't be. My father used to tell me that as whatever you do in life, my daughter, do it as a lady. As a lady, your reputation is everything. Your reputation is everything because the way a man perceives you is the way he will treat you, and his perception of you is the reality. That's what my father used to always tell me. So you can go out here and you could be double dipping and doing whatever it is you want to do, but when a man comes up to you, you know what it is. And don't think it's ever going to be anything else. Don't ever overstate your role or your position in a man's life. But women want to be men so bad. They didn't learn that lesson. So they start demonstrating the toxic traits of men because they don't like men. But you got 5 kids, though. Well, you like
Right.
something about men. Calm down.
Stays on top. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Always appreciate you coming on here, contributing to these conversations. You enjoy your workout, okay?
I
And have
will.
a good day.
Hold on. Wait. Can I just ask, Mr. Rebel, do you have
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
to
yeah.
say to me?
Oh yeah, Rebel, you ain't have a rebuttal. You got a rebuttal to anything she said, Rebel?
As far as that, not too much. Thank you for your story.
Oh, thank you. And also, my man has asked to marry me 3 times, and he has bought me 4 rings. I've been with him for going on 8 years. So, for all the people in the comments questioning the validity of the love that I have, calm down, because this girl's out here selling pussy, still ain't seen a dollar. And I ain't trying to say, I'm not a champion or nothing, but I'm getting a ring every 2 years out this bitch. So, I'm basically like LeBron. So, calm down, sis.
I was low key about to ask you about that. I just they was like, yeah, why ain't you married? Why you been with him for 7 years and you not married?
Yeah, childhood trauma. I was eating my depression, wasn't going to therapy, lots of trauma. If you're so curious about why I'm not married, follow Stays on Top. I'm on a growth journey right now. I was 416 pounds when he asked me to marry him the second time. So I'm on a weight loss journey because I don't want to be a fat wife. My man wants more children, and I need to make sure that I am physically fit to conceive, carry, labor, and deliver those children. I'm not going to leave my man a widower because I love him. So I'm getting myself together so I can be a very good wife. Because whatever I do with excellence. Oh, all right. So y'all all have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Peaches. Have a good one. Told you in a ring every 2 years. She like LeBron.